Hello everybody, welcome back to MRC for the opening race of season 19. I'm still a teenager in this league, but at least we're legal. So yeah, on the grid we have basically everybody on medium tyres. We've got, actually everybody's on medium tyres. It's only a few reserves who are on hard tyres. So that's Chris, KG and Drag King. They'll be pitting, I believe, at the end of the first lap, unless the rules have changed again. And this is just the formation lap, and we were talking about new drivers. So we've got Nels coming up from tier 3, Polski stepping up. He was in tier 0, so he's used to driving hard. Fake Connor, it's his second season. G-Star has come down from tier 1 because, he has the pace, but I think he's lost the consistency of it. So giving him time in tier 2 should help him find that consistency and that belief in himself. We've got Lukasz, a new joiner, came at the end of season 18. Mark coming down from tier 1, same reasons as G-Star. Rebuilding confidence, coming back stronger. We'll see how it goes. Kiza Soze is always back. These two, well, he skipped tier 2 because he was a bit too quick. And Moritz and Andrew to round off the grid. So, very aggressive pointing to the right from Nels. Okay, so...
Did notice that.
Yeah. Let's go on board probably with Martin in P4 so we can see the top 3 battling. It's probably about a 700-meter run to the first corner. Let's see then, we have the 3, 4, 5 red lights going out right now, and it's season 19 ago. A pretty good start from Polski. He's in the slipstream. Down for the move, but he doesn't have the speed. However, Martin does have the speed. Oh, and the Aston Martin coming to the edge there. Just about enough room given there to Wang. And it looks like everybody's made their way through cleanly. Maybe not Smith. I don't know what's happened to him at the back and towards the...
3 abreast there.
Yeah, midfield. Well, a bit of contact there between the Sauber and Haas, I think it was. Very, very tough place to go racing when you're 3 wide. So this will give Smith an opportunity to go back towards the front, but it's all as it was at the race start, I believe. No tyre, no position changes. Actually, no. Wang made 2 positions from the start. Same for his teammate. Well, he's just got 1 position, but they've both improved their position. And Fake Connor dropping 1 position from P5. Then, about to cross the line then to start the second lap of this opening round of the championship. And Polski is, he's not far away. He won't have DRS just yet. DRS is activated on lap 2, but the detection zone is before the start-finish straight, so the start-finish line, so they won't be getting it just yet. They will be getting the second detection point, which is in the second sector. And Polski is really close here. He probably is going for the move now. No, he's staying away, but he's less than 0.3 of a second away. This is a really good start from Polski, and he'll be aiming to pull away if he manages to get in front of Nels, but I think he's getting hurt by Dirty Air right now. He's dropped 0.3 behind. So a little bit of struggle in this middle sector. And Lukasz has made a position on Dumpster Hornet there. Okay. Oh, this is this is messy. And Lukasz goes wide. It's very close racing, and Mark goes to make it nearly 3 wide. Still 2 wide between the two. This is really close and clean racing between the Sauber and the Alpine. As Mark is trying to get invited to the party, but it doesn't get the room there. Oh, a bit of a wobble there for Lukasz. This completely opens the door for Mark, takes the position, and will be able to put the pressure onto Stu. And it is time for Andrew to push up into P12. This is a really good start for the man from Birmingham. In the pink RB, making it work around the outside. Great driving there. Great job there. That's a really good overtake. But can Lukasz come back? He's dropping back a little bit. What about the fight between Kiza Sozi and Moritz? Moritz makes the position work. Yeah, 8 positions for Andrew. That's a dream start for him.
Jumped very well there.
Yeah. And Polski, it looks like he's carrying more pace into that S section, and he's really closing up to Nels in the back straight. I think a move is coming up at the end of the next straight. I think that he's managed to put himself where he wanted to be, and everybody's on. Oh yeah,
he's on his tail as well.
Yeah, but oh wow, Nels got a really good exit out of the final corner though, so that should protect him. Let's go on board with Nels and see the closing speed of Polski. Polski's a little bit too far away to make it work into the first corner. So, a bit of a lock up though from Nels. Unsettled the car. That could open up an opportunity going into turn 4. But he gets a good exit again out of turn 3. He's getting traction down very nicely, is Nels. And there is a move going. Oh no! This is very close. It's kept clean. Very good job, guys. Going for a switch back there from Polski. And yeah, he's run out of track to get alongside Nels. These 3 have pulled away from the guys behind, and Wang has made the position up on single track, and he's nearly pulled away from single track.
Single track went.
And that's probably going to be, it is. We've got our first safety car of the new season. That's a real shame for Martin. Hitting the wall. I was thinking, wait, where's Martin? I was talking about him. Where's? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went sideways.
Real shame for Martin there. He was in a good position. He was still within DRS range. I think that he was trying to really stay within the DRS range because the detection point is just 3 corners after where he spun. Actually, no, it's just 2 corners after. Sorry. So 2 corners after. So yeah, that was the moment where he was under pressure, trying to get the best exit possible out of that slippery left-hander, and unfortunately for him, his car couldn't take it. So that has, cost him some really good points today because he was looking good at qualifying, good in the race. So yeah, well, plenty have pit. That's the thing, plenty of pit, but crucially, Wang has stayed out. He fancies his chances. He was up into P4 earlier on, I think. Yeah, because he was ahead of single track. So he's fancying his chances staying out on the mediums. And what will be good for him is that he's got 4 people behind him to have a bit of a buffer. So obviously he's going to lose out in the long run. Okay, but what he's hoping is that he can do a 1-stop and basically have a 3-stop.
So how far would you go on the mediums then?
It's a tough one actually, and that's what I was telling you earlier on. I wanted to practice tonight. I wanted to have a test run on those mediums because I would like to go 13, heck, say 14 laps, but I'm not sure my setup can allow me to do that. That's the problem I have.
If I remember correctly, when I was doing it on Sunday, when they put the mediums on the strategy, it was like 12 laps. Yeah,
12 I think is what most people will be going for. But then, if you go for 11, that's the undercut, and if you go for 13, that's the overcut, and hoping that you get an advantage later on.
Like you said, your setup in your driving style as well.
Yeah. So it's down to how the race pans out as well. But I would say, ideally, you want to take these 12 laps. If you can take them 13, do it, because that means that you're putting much less pressure onto your second stint, and you can just push. But yeah, say 12 laps, and these 2 or 3 safety car laps that we're going to be getting, maybe 2.5. That will just extend the tyre life a little bit. So maybe they can go 13, maybe 14 laps, if they're lucky, 15. and yeah, go to the end on the hard tyres. So that would be 21 laps if they complete 15 on the mediums. And even the hard tyres, they might have to pit. I think they can still go to the end on one set, but I'm not entirely sure that they would survive against a fresh set of hards. So I think Wanged, Dumb's Hornet, Stu, especially Moritz, they're all looking okay as of now. They've just got to make sure, okay, don't fight for positions that you don't really need to fight, because you're going to lose positions anyway, okay? But lose them in a way that doesn't make you lose more time. Basically, it's this first stint for them after the safety car restart is going to be damage limitation. Damage limitation, and then once you get the pit stop, you're going to be in free air because everybody will be miles ahead of you. And this is where you can push. This is where the time is gained. So let's go on board with, Stube, because we'll be able to see what the top two do. We'll be able to see if Dumb's Hornet reacts nicely or not. It's 3 green cars at the front. And, a bit of a wobble there for Stube, maybe drop of temperature for him. And Dumb's Hornet has done really well there. He's stayed half a second away from Wanged, staying in the slipstream, so getting the benefit of a higher top speed. But look at Moritz going on into for the move into turn 1. And makes it work for now. Does he complete it? They are still side by side. Enough room has been given, in my opinion. And, whoa, he goes wide there, so that opens the door for Moritz on Dumb's Hornet, and that's a really good operation from Moritz, gaining 2 positions on the race start, and Polsky's made a position as well. So crucially, he's taken the lead away from Nels, and I missed that. I don't know if he was ahead on the restart or
he was already ahead on the restart. He must Polsky, then Nels, then Airways.
Nels must have got held up in the pits then. I completely missed that. Apologies, everybody. So, Airways then. In P8, it's net P2, let's say, at the moment. That's Kizasoza. That's what we were talking about earlier on.
Yeah.
Don't push too hard on these tyres. They're already worn. Just limit the damage, and that's not been followed by Kizasoza. It is difficult.
Right to the back.
It is difficult. It's the first race of the season. It's been the Christmas period, so everybody's been on a bit of a break. We're all a bit rusty, and maybe we have a few extra kilograms on the cars with a healthy Christmas we've had.
Yeah, like turkey stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I had to buy a bigger chair. Joking.
So then, Polsky, he should soon be able to put a lot of pressure onto Dumb's Hornet with these much fresher, hard tyres. But it's going to be interesting. I think it was an interesting time for the safety car to come out, because this has allowed quite a few strategies to come out. If it were a safety car on lap 9 to 11, everybody would have pit. It would have been no strategies. But this early, you've got people who stay out, people who have pit, and among those who have pit, maybe some are going to go for a 2-stop, maybe some are going to stay out to the end. We've got a lot of variation in the strategies at this stage of the race. It's going to be interesting in the next, maybe 5 laps we'll start seeing some variations in strategies. I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Especially to see how far they go on these mediums.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They've got to go at least to lap 13, I'd say, at least. With the extra laps of tyre wear that they've got from the safety car period, as Nels makes the move on the kick-saber of Stube. And, whoa, we've got Airways making his way through as well, with a little bit of a mistake from Nels there. I think it was a bit of a lock-up that held Stube back, and Airways saw and took the opportunity to take the position. However, we've got Laupy going for the move on Fake Connor as well. Fake Connor goes really wide there. And the move is completed by the Dutchman. And he's being put under pressure from another Dutchman there. G-Star Snipes, good friends with Laupy.
Andrew was, am I going daft? Because I can swear I can see 2 RBs together.
They are, yeah, just different colours. One is the normal livery, and the other is the pink. I think it was Miami livery.
Ah, that's what was sending me.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking, hang on a minute.
I want whatever you're on.
If I do this only coffee, that's the problem.
Okay, this is bad. This is bad.
I know, we're coming to Southern Comfort.
Funnily enough, I was going to mention that. I was going to say that we've got quite a few new liveries recently on this game, and I think it's made it interesting that we can have several liveries on the same track within different teams, within the same team, have two different liveries. I think it's pretty cool. You can differentiate drivers a little bit more quickly. I think it's fun. Close fighting there between Wang and Moritz, and Polsky won't be liking that because he's got a gap on Nels, and this is holding him up, and Nels is now getting very close to that 1 second window, and he'll be back with Polsky. Well, what about Dumbstornet then? Yeah, he's losing a lot of time to the guys ahead because, well, he's really hitting a lot of tyre wear right now. It's possibly around 45% wear at this stage in the race. So it's getting slightly.
The error a few laps ago wouldn't have done his rear end any good.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So how does he fare on this exit? He's going to the pits on lap 11. Wow, this is very early. And well, he can go to the end, but
25 laps.
Whoa. Yeah, he can. I think he can. But the problem is that he's only got maybe a 4-lap tyre wear advantage over the other guys. Okay, it's 6 laps, but 2 of those laps were probably under safety car conditions. So as Moritz and Polsky are fighting for the lead, let's have a look at that. So he's not going to have that much of an advantage on the other guys. So by the time they pit, his undercut won't be very powerful. That's what I'm worried about. And if a safety car comes out at the wrong time, he's done. So I would have stayed out another few laps. No, actually, he pit on lap 10 because we're on lap 11.
Yeah.
So the leaders are on lap 11. So he pit on lap 10. So it's 26 laps he wants to do. He should have pit earlier on, in my opinion. Maybe he got damage. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense for me. So Polsky takes the lead from Moritz, and yeah, he'll be looking at getting a very good exit here. Can he extend? Yeah, he finds about a 10th of a second on Moritz. But there is a yellow flag in the middle sector. What's happened here? We've got Stu pitting as well. This is... maybe it will work, but it's looking very strange for me from the Kick Sauber drivers tonight, as Lukáš makes the move on KG. KG doesn't get involved in these fights. That's pretty cool to see. And Monsters dropped down the order, so I don't know what happened. And Polsky has been caught up a little bit by Moritz. Of course, he'll be helped by DRS, but I would have expected him to pull away a little bit more than that. Can he pull away? Yeah, he has pulled away from the 1 second window, so he should be safe for a moment from Nell says, whoa! Moritz has a moment there on the curb. I don't know if he bottomed out riding the curb, but yeah, that's opened the door for Nels, and now the gap is 1.7 seconds between the two. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Nels goes for an undercut, if he tries to force a pit stop on Polsky.
Well, this what's left in the race wouldn't be a bad shout.
Oh, I'm not talking about pitting now, but somewhere down the line.
No. I mean the strategy.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were mentioning a few laps ago that it's going to be an interesting next 5 or 6 laps with people going for different strategies. I hadn't even thought of pitting on lap 10 and 11 from the Kick Sauber boys. So there might be another few interesting strategies to go on, and we'll see how it works. We'll actually be following the gap between the two Chris's here, Chris Beatty and Chris Pratt. In P17, 9.5 seconds between the two right now. We'll see later on if that gap closes down to the Tier 1 reserve. And yeah, that gap at the front is staying a bit stable. It was about 1.9 seconds towards the end of last lap.
It did go up to 2.1, but then it's come back down again.
Yeah, as you go around the lap, it goes up and down, but because some are quicker in certain corners, less in others. Yeah. And yeah, 2/10 have been found in that final sector, so it will start to feel more comfortable, let's put it that way, for Polsky. If you can pull away regularly as 10 seconds.
10 seconds speed.
Oh, wow. That's one thing I don't enjoy in the F1 games, you see. I don't enjoy that 10-second penalty. Because
I've had two which I really wanted to question, but I just couldn't be bothered to do it. I think because I'm at the back anyway, it makes no difference to me. But I must admit, on this one, the moment I come off the track and I hit that white line, I'm already on the brakes and I've hit my R3 to put the pit control on.
No, it's just
I know what'll happen. If I don't hit that button, I know for a fact I'll probably end up with about 3 of them.
So yeah, definitely just do the one-stop strategy. Don't add to the penalties. No, it's just that I don't think that's the penalty in real life. I think it's a 5-second penalty. So if it's a 10-second in real life, fair enough. But if it isn't, it's just the penalty that really messes your race up, because a 5-second penalty is already bad enough. It's hard to make 5 seconds on other people, but 10 seconds. Yeah. It's to be honest, I think in some races it's 10 seconds. That's the problem, though. It's probably 10 seconds in some races, but it's always inconsistent with the FIA anyway. Yeah, that gap has just gone up by another 10th of a second in the lead. So looking nice for Polsky as it stands, and a lot. It's very busy into turn 1 here between these 4 cars, 2 Hasses and the ex-Honda-powered RB and the newly Honda-powered Aston Martin. And it's still busy. Let's go on board with the filling of the sandwich. Oh, I would definitely not want to be G-Star right now. He's made it work, but yeah, it mustn't have been very agréable. Very nice. Let's
You're
put
doing
it
it again. You're talking funny.
That's one way of putting it. Yeah. But Airways has made his way back up to Nels. Airways hasn't given up on this race, so he's gained some time on Nels, but he's also gained time on Polsky. So
he's picking it up in this last sector.
Yeah, definitely. He's only half a second away.
It was sort of up and down 2/10 between the two until they got to this last bit.
Yeah. So is Airways going for the move? It's looking like a little bit late. No, he's going for it. Great job from him. And he's going to be using DRS again because it's a double detection point. And he'll be closing that gap down to Polsky a little bit further, maybe 0.2 of a second on this back straight. But he got a bit of a poor exit there. But crucially now he's got some free air. So you should be able to translate that pace again. What about Fake Connor and GTS Drag King? Isn't he? Oh, no, he's... okay, I thought he was side by side with him. Andrew's made his way up against Bit, so that's another move for the man from Birmingham. But can he make it stick? Because there's another detection point coming up here.
GTS Drag King 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's something we haven't spoken about yet, but this track is very track limits prone, definitely, because there are so many curbs that you can ride in that middle sector, and even here, like, you're not going to ride this curb, especially not really this one, but here you can really extend the track and get a warning. So it is a dangerous track to drive around with track penalties on the exit of turn 3, exit of turn 5 as well, turn 7 as well, I think it was. But anyway,
well, not quite halfway. There's 8 of them on penalties at the moment.
Oh wow, yeah, I've not been counting them, but yeah, we do have quite a few penalties. Yeah, well, they're marked, but I wasn't paying attention to them. What can Andrew do? He's been overtaken by Bit. Does he make the move stick again? He does. And have we gone 3 wide here? We did, and it's KG. I think KG retook control. Oh no, I'm lost. What's happening? I am lost. There's a McLaren there. Oh, it's Chris, of course, yeah. I thought it was 2 Williams because they were both orange, but no, of course. We've got a Papaya, which is, McLaren. So Moritz down the order. He's just pit. We will see what tyre advantage he can get. Doublestone is about 7 seconds away from Chris, so he has gained a bit of time from on Chris since earlier on, but not that much, to be honest, with a fresher set of tyres. And it's only, 6? Yeah, probably a full lap difference. So, he's found time on Moritz, but has he found time on the race leaders? I'm not so sure. What can Moritz do then? He's got 3 seconds to Dumbstorn it. He should be able to catch up relatively quickly. He's got a 5-lap tyre advantage on him. How about Mark though? Make the move stick on the Tier 1 Reserve GTS Drag King. And whoa, that got a bit close between the two. The man running a 1976 livery, I want to say, from Ferrari. KG's joined, nice. But if you're listening to the stream, KG, please stop joining, because if you're joining, leaving, I think it might mess the lobby up. Anyways, at the front, that gap is still extending between Polski and Airways, and Nels is just about holding on to that DRS for dear life. If he loses it, it could be race over for him, and to be honest, I would be considering pitting if I were Nels, because he's far enough away from Laupi and the rest of the guys that, he will be close enough once he exits the pits to find time on the guys ahead.
He's back to within half a second now of Airways.
Yeah, actually, you're right. So I don't know if Polski had a mistake somewhere, but yeah, it's working, and Nels is getting closer, yeah. Laupi, though, trying to follow his good friend G-Star in the middle sector with Fake Connor just behind. It's going to be an interesting fight between these 3 guys, I think. And Mark is trying to, be a part of that party. So we'll see. But yeah, coming back to that potential second pit stop, having a 7-second advantage on G-Star with a 14-lap advantage, as on this lap, I think it's possible to make that gap back up. I don't think it's that big a risk, but if he waits another maybe 2 laps, he'll get an even more powerful undercut and potentially be a bigger threat to Polski. He mustn't wait too long if he wants to do it, but I think we're getting very close to a new series of pit stops. So Laupi going for the move on the inside of G-Star, getting up into P4 for Aston Martin, giving Adrian Newey a big smile on his face, but G-Star gets to the 3-second time penalty. So another driver getting in the stupid and naughty books today. And there must have been a lot of fighting between Airways and Nels, because that gap to Polski has really increased. And as much as I was saying, that second pit stop could be a good threat, when you're 4 seconds away, you need 2 laps to catch up with an undercut, I believe. And Polski would react the lap after, if he does. or he could just stay out. But that's just making him much less of a threat right now. The gap has closed down. I think it's the fighting, and crucially, Nels he's dropped it. He's dropped the and he's pitting now. Nels is pitting. I think that's the right thing to do from Nels. He will be getting traffic at some point, but he's putting pressure on Airways, and I think this is a really good aggressive strategy call from him. Okay, so good pit stop, and he's got a set of hard tyres. I think that's the right set of tyres to have. Going to the end then for Nels. How quickly can he make time up on the other guys? And crucially, where does he come out actually? Has he got a bit of free air?
He's got 8 or 9 cars in front of him now.
He is getting overtaken by Moritz though. That is not what was going on the script. That was not what was planned for the Red Bull driver. So Hannah Schmitz is going to be getting a telling off later on because that's not worked. That's not worked the way he wanted. He wanted to get some free air, get some moves done, and Moritz is not a slow driver. He's going to be very hard to overtake, even with a five lap advantage on the tyres, and that will potentially open the door for Airways to get back out. It's just ahead, but looking at where he is, he might not want to pit. And Polsky, I think, is pitting. Polsky's pitting, and see, look, if I were Airways, I think I'd have stayed out. I think I'd have stayed out if I were Airways, because it would have been a different strategy. He did
bring it down from over 4 seconds down to about 3.5 before the pitted.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. However, I would have stayed out, I think. And I thought, okay, there might be a safety car or something. Yeah, exactly. A bit of a gamble, but he's getting back out in some traffic. Actually, well, no, KG isn't an aggressive reserve, so yeah, he doesn't overtake. So he's a bit lucky there, but yeah, okay, he's got plenty of fresh air. I think it's worked out for Polsky, and for Airways, but Airways has copied the strategy of the leader, and when you do that, it's harder to beat the leader. So we'll see. We've got 15 laps starting from the end of lap 21, so plenty of time for tyre wear to come in and make a difference between drivers who manage their tyres and the aggressive ones. So we'll see. But in this group then, who will be going to the end? G-Star, I think, will be going to the end. Knowing him, he'll be wanting to go to the end, as Lukasz goes to the pits and Bit gets a 3-second time penalty. We'll be having a bit of a look at the penalty situation later on. And yeah, we've got 2 Dutchies at the front, making it look very simple at the moment.
Well, the first 3 at the moment have done 18 laps on those hards.
Yep, they have. But Polsky is not too far behind. No,
that time's tumbling.
yeah, pretty quickly, yeah. So we've got Mark down in P12, trying to close the gap down to take Connor, who's just ahead of him. 1.7 seconds the gap, and yeah, they're going to be hunting down those 3 guys who are in the lead. Well, Drag King will probably just drop back and not bother the
I must admit, although
drivers.
Airways went in the same time as Polsky, he's pulled a second.
Yeah, he has, yeah. So, yeah.
This could still be very interesting.
Well, it's going to be towards the end that we're going to find out the difference between the tyres, and when the different strategies will be kind of converging as well. So yeah, gentlemen, a short view back to the past. Last season we had Airways winning the first race of the season, I think it was. So he's trying to replicate what he did last season. The gap is 2.6 seconds to Polsky. He's got a lot of work to do, but one way of winning this race is not getting any penalties. Because even if Polsky gets a penalty, he should stay within 3 seconds, and he's been showing a lot of pace in the second part of the race. So he could just stay in the area of putting pressure onto Polsky.
Polsky got past Wanged.
Yep.
And he's 2 seconds in front, and Airways is caught behind him now. He's losing time.
Well, we're coming to a crunch time as well, because Polsky's catching up to the 3 guys who are actually, we've got G-Star in the pits. I wouldn't have put any money on him pitting this early. Really wouldn't have. And we've got Laupy pitting as well. So I was going to say that he was coming up to a DRS train, so even though they're slower, it's still a DRS train. But it's not a train anymore. There's only one driver, so it's looking really good for Polsky right now. And Wang is a little bit like a rear gunner for him. So, yeah, it's still looking really good for P2 right now for Airways, but he'll be hungry. He'll be hungry for a race win. He'll be feeling that last season didn't go as he planned. He missed a few races, didn't get the results he wanted. He wants to get it right this time round. He wants that title. So, but don't forget about Moritz as well. He's been looking after his tyres. He's still in the area of putting pressure on the guys ahead of him. But right now, he really has to look after these tyres. Pitted on lap 15, I think it was. Could be wrong. 9 laps old. So yeah, it must be lap 15, because we'll be 10 laps on this lap. So yeah, they will definitely go to the end, but yeah, there isn't much to say right now, because there are so many penalties as well that it's very hard to read actually who is ahead of who. So we'll have a quick update penalty update. Yep. What were we going to say?
Polsky's past some GTS.
Yep, he has indeed. I wasn't paying too much attention to the leader because, well, there's a penalty for GTS tracking and he's a higher tier reserve. So, yeah, what
Airways
gaps
needs
do
to
we
get
have?
past Wanged.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, what will play in his favour is that Wanged has got no DRS, so he should be able to get the position fairly quickly. And to be honest, Wanged shouldn't be fighting that hard anyway. He's got a 10-second penalty. There's no real point in fighting when you've got that type of penalty. He will get overtaken at some point, so you may as well lose the position smartly and try and stay within DRS range of the faster car, try and get dragged along, rather than just fight it and lose time to further cars behind you. So we've started the start-finish straight on lap 26, going into 27, and the move is completed for Airways, and the hunt is back on for Polsky. It is a 3.2 second gap, but crucially he does have GTS tracking in between the two of them, so he can have DRS next time around and gain a little bit more time, but he doesn't want to catch up too quickly, otherwise he's going to be held up. Further down the order, we've got Fake Connor fighting Lukasz just ahead of him in the Alpine. And whoa, that was a bit of a messy exit there for the man from Scotland. Thankfully enough for him, Mark is far enough behind to not put pressure into turn 4. And I think Mark has got slightly fresher tyres, hasn't he? Yeah, he does, yeah. So yeah. Mark will be definitely looking at Connor right now and thinking, okay, he's starting to be slidey. This is my time to go and get that move, put pressure on him, force him into a mistake. This could work out pretty nicely for Mark. Even though Connor's got no penalty, it could still work out pretty nicely for Mark. Going into the middle, the final sector here, it's such a tricky section. because you want to take plenty of curb here, and it's just so hard to do so. And GTS Tracking takes 10 seconds not to go into the pits. Probably just practicing his pit entry for later on, trying to get.
Got that wrong.
The thing is, you want to get it wrong. You know, you want to know when it's too much. So, in a practice session like this is for higher tier reserves, it's fine. You know, like okay, I can't go that late. Okay, but this is really close driving between the Red Bull and the Ferrari drivers. Can Mark get the move completed here? At the end of the first sector, he goes on the outside, and a bit of touching there going on between the two. Does he make the switchback happen? He wants to, but the exit of Connor was a little bit too slow for him to actually attack. And it's a bit of a weak exit there from Connor again. So Mark is definitely thinking, okay, there really is something I can do here. I've got to get the move on because I can pull away from Connor. And I'm running out of laps. So 8 laps after this one, he's got to really put the pressure down. And the gap at the front as well, 2.1 seconds. And Airways can see Polski pretty clearly now. He can't yet see all the sponsors on the back of the Mercedes, but he is close enough to see the car. So that's further, how do you say that, incentive to carry on pushing. 2 seconds the gap between the two. There still is enough time for Airways to find a whole second on Polski and get DRS.
Now he's just lost a bit more time on Airways.
Kind of got a slow exit out of turn 3, so he couldn't do anything there on Mark. He should be saving his MG for the next lap, trying to get an attack on Mark, but crucially he doesn't want Mark to pull away. And with Lucas ahead, that could help Connors. Whoa! G-Star really went for that move on the inside there, and it looks like he made it stick. Actually, no, we've got Fake Connor staying ahead. And that's exactly
Wanged.
Yeah. It is a bit of a weird name, isn't it? It feels very It doesn't feel right. Let's put it that way. Moritz putting more pressure on Elwang than the Aston Martin. That shouldn't really be a contest. Yeah, the move is completed fairly easily. Yeah, and Fake Connor under pressure from G-Star, and G-Star needs to make the move happen. But I think Fake Connor can that's very aggressive. Fair enough, but it's very aggressive. I was expecting Connor to brake a little bit later, but he's got to stay in and around G-Star because right now G-Star's got the tyre advantage. Whoa! Yep. That's a little bit too late. I think he dropped the brake pressure a bit because it looked fine, and then he started getting closer. So I'm wondering if there's any damage. No, it looks fine. Looks fine, but as I was saying, G-Star needs to make plenty of moves right now because his tyre advantage is going to slowly fade away within the next 2 to 3 laps, I'd say. And after that, he's got another 4 laps to hold on because the hard tyres will be a bit quicker towards the end. That gap, 1.5 seconds, everybody. We've got a race for the race. A race for the race win. Yeah, obviously, but there is a contest, and as Airways edges ever so slightly closer, he gets a little bit more of a toe in the first sector. It will hurt him a little bit more in the middle sector, but he is getting a bit of a toe right now, helping him save a bit of energy to push a little bit more later on. 1.2 seconds. Do you want a quick
rundown on the penalties?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, let's go.
Right, first 4 have got no penalties at all. 5th place Wang has a 10 seconds. 6th Mark has a 3 second. G-Star in 7th has 6 seconds. Lucas has 3 seconds in 8th. 9th is clear, Fake Connor. Chris Bailey 6 seconds. GTS Dragging 13. It's only KG 0. Will Pay 3 seconds. Hornet 6 seconds, Bit365 6 seconds, Andrew Morn 9 seconds, Smith F122 3 seconds, Keyser 0, and Stube 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's plenty of penalties.
It's a couple.
Yeah. I think we should get a sponsor for this kind of section in the race. Like, okay, we're planning on having plenty of penalties. Do you want to, like, what they have in basketball, like Gatorade or Monster Energy? Minute the Monster Energy penalty update or something. Other drinks are available, of course, but yeah, we should have a bit of a sponsor for these things. GTS Drag King gets the fastest lap, of course, being a high tier reserve, and there goes Fake Connor on Lukasz, making the move stick, and he's really close. He's making the move on G-Star, and whoa, there's contact between the... What is my step teammate do? What?
I'll let you deal with that.
He's going to be getting a telling off later on. Naughty Chris. Naughty Chris. And something's happened at the front because Airways has dropped right back.
Ooh.
He must have had a half spin or something because he's 3.7 seconds away. That has really given Polski some breathing space because, to be very honest with you, I wouldn't have been wanting to be Polski at that stage of the race because he was getting caught up by Airways. Yep, you don't want that. Not towards the end when the nerves are creeping in. So, Moritz then, still looking really good. Moritz, who started, what was it, in P19? I think it was. He didn't qualify.
Yeah, P19. And he's up in fourth.
Yeah, up into fourth, and the guys behind him have got penalties. So maybe Wang is hoping he can get his 10 seconds removed. Maybe.
Why is Wang just gone past Moritz?
Yep, he has, yeah. And there's a yellow flag in at the end of the the farm sector, and it was
I've got
Chris.
nothing on my screen.
It's gone away now. It's gone away. But Fake Connor under pressure from GTS Drag King, but yeah, he's a higher tier reserve. That won't matter really. And Lukasz, he's not really going to gain any position, to be honest. Well, mind you, KG might drop back at the end and give the positions back. And Airways is back down to 3 seconds. That's the problem, you see, with Airways. He's got the pace, and there are a few moments here and there that just throw it away for him. It's such a shame that he's had whatever happened a few laps ago, because he was so close. He would have been really fighting for that race win, and yeah, it's a no contest now with 3 laps remaining, 3 seconds. You can't find 3 seconds a lap, let alone on a short track like this one. It won't work. So yeah, it's going to be a painful one for Airways to take, I think. But at the end of the day, he should take confidence out of this. Realise, okay, I've had the pace. I've just got to focus on not making the mistakes, and I'll be in with a shout of getting this Tier 2 title. How about Moritz then? Still within range of El Wang. Going for the move on the inside there, as Wang went pretty wide.
Wang is just not giving up on it.
Yeah, but
I've watched him for the last couple of laps. I've been thinking, oh dear. 10 out of 10.
We're coming very close to now, 21 laps at the end of this one completed on this set of tyres. It's going to get very slidey for the man in the Aston Martin. So, yeah, defending is going to become very hard. And look how much more track Moritz is taking on the pit entry there, on the corner entry there, and taking a much later apex as well into the right-hander, left-hander, sorry.
There's 2 laps difference between Wang and Moritz on tyres.
And it does make a little bit of a difference. This late in the stint, it will make a bit of a difference.
Moritz has got to be past him now.
Yeah. He is. However, there still is 1 lap left after this one. So Wang will be getting DRS assistance. and it's not finished just yet between those two.
No.
KG and GTS tracking. We'll see how that happens between them. And actually, what's the gap? Can Fake Connor still get a position on Mark? Mark's got 3 seconds, so it is possible. It is possible, but he's going to have to really close that gap down. And Mark has got, as we said earlier on, the fresher tyres. So we were saying that he saw that, yeah, he could put pressure on Connor because he was starting to slide a bit and everything. And yeah, he's tried to pull away by 3 seconds. As it stands, he's done the job. He's got about a second and a half to spare.
In hand.
Yeah, a second and a half in hand. So he should be able to secure this P6 over Fake Connor and over KG as well. Starting the final lap then. How is it going to... Yeah, Moritz has pulled away from Wanged, making the most out of these slightly fresher tyres and probably dumping a whole load of energy as well for good measure.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, just to make sure. And yeah, that's... Oh, no, yeah, of course. The higher tier reserves have to pit on the penultimate lap, of course. I forgot about that. So, Fake Connor up into P7 with no penalties. Sadly for him, Mark is going to benefit from having enough pace to pull away from the Scotsman. And yeah, he's going to be wanting to get as close as possible to Wanged. Even though there's a 10-second penalty, we don't know if it's going to get removed. He's been driving as if it's going to get removed. So we'll be seeing pretty soon. However, we do have an opening win for Polski. The Welshman taking the whole 25 points home for the first race of the season with Airways just behind him, and same for Nels on the podium. 16 points for him. 13 will go to Poland for Moritz. Wanged then. We'll see what happens with the penalty situation. But Mark, as it stands, takes 5th position over Fake Connor as well. I forgot that Connor was close enough to Wanged within 10 seconds. That's 8th for G-Star, but Lukasz benefits from the penalty that G-Star received. Laupi will be the next to cross the line, but will he keep the position? He should, because Bit and... is it a last-minute overtake for Bit over Monster? Incredible! Oh, actually, there was a few more penalties for Monster, but yeah, he made it work. So good enough. And the final point will be going to Steve Jarman, aka Kiza Soze, in the McLaren tonight. So that will be the whole points being awarded over the grid. The GTS Drag King, Chris, and yeah, disappointing race for Stube. Maybe Smith as well, and obviously very disappointing for Martin, who was looking really good at the start of the race, and yeah, probably felt a little bit too much pressure earlier on. Sorry?
I think Mark would have been up there.
Oh yeah, definitely. He had the pace in qualifying. He was holding on at the start of the race, and yeah, I think that's what I mentioned earlier on as well. Everybody's a little bit rusty from the break. Even if you practice on your own, it's not the same as actually racing. No. You know, you've got practice during the week in football, for example, but it's not the same intensity as a full 90 minutes, competitive 90 minutes. So, yeah, probably a few of us being out of practice, and yeah, he'll come back stronger anyway. He had a good end of the season, and he'll be back towards the front fighting for this championship again.
Decision on the strategies as well, wasn't it, of that safety car?
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, that really opened things up. So, the grid then, the final results. We've got Polski, Airways, Nels, Moritz, Mark, Fake Connor, L. Wanged, Lukasz, G-Star Snipes, KG, Laupi, Bit, Mandry Monster, Thomas Tornet, Kiza Soze, GTS Drag King, Chris, Stube, Smith, and Single Track to round up the grid. Okay, so who would be your driver of the day then?
I'm going to go Moritz.
That's a good shout.
Because obviously he started at the back. You know he's fast. And
Definitely.
he came through lovely.
No, he made it work really nicely. The strategy worked out. He had slightly fresher tyres than, who was it, El Wanged. And just made it work. I think I have to agree with you there on Moritz. We had a good race from Polski as well, nice controlled. No obvious mistakes, just a little bit less pace from time to time than Airways, but it always seemed kind of under control, even though at the end it could have been a bit worrying for him. So yeah, I've got to agree with you. Moritz is our driver of the day for MRC's opening race of season 19. This was Tier 2, everybody, the Mexico City Grand Prix. Please tune in however long it will be, probably just over a quarter of an hour, because it's just after 1:30 right now. We'll have Tier 1 with a few graduates from Tier 2 last season, one graduate from Tier 3, and quite a few other that you already know. Mark, thanks for being with me.
Oh, thank you for having me, mate. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a good one.
You won't be around for a while.
Yeah. We'll see.
Don't
Cheers,
leave
mate.
me on my own.
Everybody, please be kind to Mark on Tier 2 comms, please.
No. I'm wondering who's going to be lemoned with me now.
All right then, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon, and see you in Tier 1. Ciao.
Bye for all.